handling program. So in this exception handling program, we will start with taking on customer table, and I will verify once whether the customer table was already there or not. Today have you done? So table doesn't exist, so we can start working. So now creating of a customer table with ID, name, age, salary, and address. 5 fields. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we taken up customers here. 1, 2, 3, 4 records. We taken up 4 records here. Now we will verify whether the 4 are in the customer table or not. So that is simple, easier. Now coming to the concept here. ID is variable name. Number 4, number is data type. 4, size of ID. So this is all very simple to understand. If I want this to move, same content to CID. If I want the same ID variable content number type to CID, what I will do is I will use percentage type. What happens if I use percentage type means the same data type, the same size assigned to ID will be given to CID. That's all. Whatever ID data type, how much size the ID is going to have, the same will be merged to the ID. So that is the key takeaway what we need to understand as of now. So here we are taking up 3 variable names. We have taken up 3 variable names. So ID is number. Next we made name. It belongs to varchar 2 of 20. Now if I am going to say percentage type here, if I am mentioning percentage type means it is going to assign same varchar 2 comma size to C underscore name. That was the takeaway what we need to understand if we are going to use percentage type here. Okay, fine. Now we make a begin, then we are going to use end block. Okay, now I'm just bringing up the Java concept. So you have try, condition, then you make a throw, then you make a catch block, right? You have a try block, you have a throw block, you have a catch block, and then you have a exception. So exceptions, it can be predefined or it is going to be user defined. So when any abnormality is going to be raised, those abnormalities will cause the program to restart the computer, to hang up the computer, to reboot the computer, or to move the computer into an infinity loop. We will stuck at that case. In order to get back from those abnormalities, we are now using the word called as an exception. So exception, it says that we get the normal flow of program execution. We see that we get the normal flow of program execution. So you will not get any unsuccessful ways to hang up out from the computer or abnormal terminations. So such type of unusual condition, what you are not expecting, those will not come. You will come out safely from the program loop. For that, we are going to use a exception. But still, we are pretending that some infinity loop will come, some divide by do error may come, some array out of index subscript, etc. They may come. So why we are predicting? But due to the programming logic, what we are going to do. So to see that such type of programming logic is going to happen, so we use try block, throwback, and catch block, and we see that the things will not happen. The abnormal things will not happen in Java. The same more or less equivalent in SQL. We are going to get this exception, and then we are going to have the cases, and these cases we are going to write it with the when command. So as we have a catch, as we have a throw, here we are going to have when. So that was the change we should understand. So we have a try block. Instead of try, we are going to use a exception here. So when no data was found, you see that no customer is going to have. When there is other than those customers, you say you display a command called as an error. So in this way, we are going to bring it out. So now what is the thing we are planning up? So the thing we are planning was select name and address into CNAM C address from customer. So customer is going to have name, customer is going to have address. These two has to be moved. These two have to be moved into the C address. See here in C language or Java language, we have data movement from right to left. Okay, but in PLSQL, especially at the exception, we are going to have the commands from left to right. So this was the key takeaway what we need to understand here. So if I'm going to say I is equals to 10, that means 10 is going to move into I, right? That is left to right assignment, right to left assignment. But when we are working with PLSQL, it is not the same case what we deal with C or Java. It is the vice versa. So that's the reason why we move the name to CNAME, address to C address. That is from the left hand side. From the left hand side, we are going to move to the right hand side. This was the key takeaway what we are going to understand here. Now, where condition is equals to ID is equals to CID. ID is from customer, CID is from local procedure, right? ID is going to be from the customer and CID is going to be from the local customer. And finally, we are displaying the values. If the values are over, then it may lead to error ambiguity. At that case, we are going to call up the exception, and exception we raises two conditions. One, no customer still to print, otherwise there are some errors. So we will display the content. After that, if it is nothing found, then we will call up the exception at this case. So what we will do is we will start working on the exception handling here. We will take up the basics. We will take up the basics words and see how these basics SQL works with the uh, exception handling. We started at line number 160. So we created the customer table. In this customer table, we have ID, name, age, and address. Thereafter, we have insert command. Thereafter, we have insert command. Then we made a wildcard select operation. So there the procedure was ended. Now next one, what we are going to do was we declare a procedure with three variable names. These three variable names will get the same data type what was used in the customer table. So how can I do it? You can do it with name dot percentage type, name dot percentage type. You are going to get it. So next one, we are working with the SQL command clauses. In SQL command clause, we used a from clause, then we used a where clause here. and then if the ID type 8 exists in the table, yeah, it will sees that it will print the record. If it is not exist in the table, then it is not going to display the command. So that is what the agenda of taking the program here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 are the variable names, but now we are going to say 8. 8 is not equal, 1 is not equals to 8, 2 is not equals to 8, 3 not equals to 8, 4 not equals to 8. Therefore, it goes to an exception called as when no data found, then it says no such customer is exist. So now when no data found is a predefined exception. So for that we are going to use this in the PLSQL block. So we will start working with customer table. So customer table was created. Now you can see table was created. Then we are going to make some insert operations here. So 4 insert operations are done. Then we will check whether the 4 insertion operations record 1, 2, 3, 4 had been made properly or not. So for that you can see here the 4 records are going to be are displayed properly. So the 4 records are going to be displayed properly. Next one, now we are going to declare a variable and we want to check 8, but the row ID is 1, 2, 3, 4 are existing in the database. So what was the answer we are expecting? The answer we are expecting was the exception should fire and when clause should come, then no data found predefined exception is going to be verified, and it says that no customer is going to exist. So let us see how the exception is going to trigger out. So now you can see no customer is existing. Let us check whether customer number 2 is going to happen or not. So I'm hitting on the run button. Now you can see that customer number 2 is already in the database, right? Lakshmi is already in the database. Therefore, it is going to display the pure select command. It displays name, address into these 2 values. That means the condition what we made in the begin statement is provoking. So you got the 2 cases, right? In the first case, whatever records are there, those records I taken up. So now I was checking customer ID is equals to 2. Customer ID 2, Lakshmi record should display. Yeah, it is going to display because it says select command and it is taking up the names and address and printing out. So no problem. Next time I'm going to rechange it to record number 9. So record number 9, 1 not equals to 9, 2 not equals to 9, 3 not equals to 9, 4 not equals to 9. That means the first 3 lines will not execute. The exception try block will be called. Then it sees that it is not meeting, so a throw block is going to take and catch block will get the command and it is going to display the print. The more or less equivalent content in PLSQL was we are going to have an exception when no data found is a predefined result word, then it is going to say no customer is going to happen. So now I'm going to put it for variable number 9 and you can see the answer at the bottom. So no customer is going to be displayed. That was the condition number 1 what we changed up. Okay, after that we taken the positive case, right? Second case we taken. Okay, that is done. Next one. Now let us start working with user defined exception. Now let us start working with the user defined exception. So in the previous, what was the change we noted was, in the previous, what was the change we noted was, we have an exception with when no data found, others, then. So all these entities, exception, when, no data found, or for, these are all reserved words, or you can say these are existing in PLSQL. Therefore, we call them as predefined exceptions. Therefore, we are going to call them as predefined exceptions. But now at this case, we want to create user defined exceptions. So user defined exceptions, now we have to go through our program logic. So via the programming logic, we need to create the exceptions. We need to create the exception. So how we are going to create the exception? So for this case, we use this first one, exception invalid. So this is the user defined variable name. So that was the key takeaway here, user defined variable name. Then what we are going to say, if CID is less than or equals to 0. So what are the CIDs available? CIDs are 1, 2, 3 and 4. If it is less than 0, then we should raise an exception. Okay, that is granted. Else part. What is else part? Otherwise, we will display the customer. So that means we can display either first customer, second customer, third customer, fourth customer. The available values it is going to display. Other than that, okay, that means now the table is completed. If it is greater than 4, then what we should say? No customer exists. No customer exists, right? So we are going to look into three aspects. We are looking at the three aspects here. This is condition number 1, condition number 2, condition number 3. That means less than 0, because we started with 1 here. So before 1 we may have negative numbers or less than 0 numbers. So for that we have to verify. Next one, these all items, they are going to be in the range because all the records are existing. So that we have to verify. And finally, if the record number was not in the range, then what we have to do? So all these has to be taken up in the exception. So now we are going to say exception. So what we done, we created the user defined exception name. That is user defined exception name, exception invalid ID. We made three conditions. So we made three conditions at this point. So now we will execute this item here. We will execute this item here. So we will put the things at line number 190. So we will go to line number 190. Then we have these items. So user defined exception, we are going to rise it up. Then and if exception. So the three conditions we have written internally. It is not called externally. That was the key takeaway what we need to understand. So let's check 4 here. So what was the thing? The thing was we made a declarative part. We have taken the customer variables and same data type were assigned from the customer table ID, name and address to the local variable CID, name and address. Then we are taking up our own hand created user defined created exception invalid ID. Then we take up the procedure body. We are using the if loop. If it is less than 0, we raise an exception. Otherwise, if it is in the range, the 4 records, we are printing up the 4 records. And if it is improper, then we say it is no such customer is going to be existed. So when invalid x is within the range, it should be greater than 0, otherwise it is not, otherwise it is an error. So I have given the case, first case as 4. That means first case as 4 means it should display Sai here. So let us see what the answer it is going to print. So it is printing up the thing 4 is not existing. 4 is not existing at this case. So yeah, so now you can see here customer name Sai was displayed. Next one I am going to give value as 0. Next I'm going to verify the value as 0 here. So I'm hitting the run button. Now you can say ID must be greater than 0. Now I'm going to give the third case 9. 9 is not in the customer table. Now we should expect the third case, that is no such customer is going to exist. So for that you can see here the third case of exception, no such customer is going to exist. So all the three cases which are provoked in the customer are taken up at this point of time. So we take up all the three cases here. Next one was it is quite bit interesting. So less exception, greater exception. So we will start up with one more content. So we are working with a declarative part. So in this declarative part, we take up customer ID, the same types. Then we defined two exceptions, one as less, another as more. Then we are bringing up the DML commands with select with two clauses from and where. Then we are going to check the condition whether it is with the salary, whether it is greater than 1000. If it is greater than 1000, then what we need to raise the exception. Otherwise, we have to work user defined variables less and more to user defined variables less and more. Then we've taken up SID, name, salary into the predefined values. Then we made a salary check. If it is greater than 1000, it should be with a rise more. If it is less, it is, I will take this to the work area. Some syncing problem is coming. So I will explain directly in the uh, work area of LiveSQL. So OneNote syncing problem, it was showing to me. So at 220. So now you can see declarative part, customer ID assigned with 1. Then we defined two user defined exceptions, less and more. Then we called up a select command. Then we made up a if loop. If it is greater than 10,000, we should raise an exception as more. Otherwise, we should raise an exception as less. So we sync it as more salary and we sync it as less salary. So now ID type was 1. So ID type was 1 means what we are going to understand. We understand that his salary was 20,000. So we are expecting the answer should be more salary. Okay, that is what we are going to expect. Then if salary was um, um, there is okay, first we will take up this, then we will update the database again. So here we are going to have declarative part, exception part, and hitting on this run button. Now you can say except ID, name, Rama, and his salary was more. So what I will do is uh, we have three Sheshu, right? And we should expect it is 10,000. That means it should display as less. So what we will do is we will change the value to 3 here. Instead of 1, we are changing the value to 3 here for convenience, and we'll hit on the run button. Now you can see the Sheshu salary was less. So that is what we are working with the exceptions. So in exceptions, we created a user defined exception. So rise more and rise less. When we made a customer number 1, and then if we tried this procedure, now you can see Ramu and his salary was greater than 10,000, so it was displayed as more salary. But if I'm going to select the customer number 3, so customer number 3, you can see here his belongs to Seshu and 20, Bhimvaram and 10,000. So for his, what we can display was it is less than 10,000, so we should display the less salary. So for that we are going to say hit on this run procedure again. Now you can see ID was 3 and we are going to display it as less salary. So we verified positive case, we verified negative case, two sides we done. Now coming to the last way of using the uh, exception. So in this exception, it is a simple logic. It is not related to the database part. It is just related to a programming part. I gave 1 b as 0. Then we need to get a divide by 0 exception, right? 1 by 0, it leads to infinity. So when divide by 0 is going to happen, then divide by 0 should occur. So very simple exception. So exception, when 0 divide, then what it should display. So begin my div a is a by b. So a I am going to give it as 1, b I am going to give it as 0. So 1 by 0, it is called as infinity. So infinity is not represented in the computer. Therefore we should see that system will not hang up, any abnormality will not rise. So for that we are going to call the exception procedure, and here we are using when and divide 0, a predefined exception. Then it is going to put a condition and it says the divide by 0 error. So we will take up this divide by 0 displaying. We will paste it from 245, line number 245. Yeah, so so this is what a simple program towards demonstrating the uh, exception handling. So now you can see here uh, declare, begin, end procedure. Variable declaration a, b, and my div belongs to a number data type with 4 comma 2. 2 it says the decimal part and a fraction part, and 4 it gives the decimal part. Then it is my div is equals to a by b, that is 1 by 0, we get an infinity. So infinity is going to hang up a situation, so we call up an exception, and we define predefined exception, system defined exception. So when and then they are the reserved words, and divide 0 is also a predefined content. If this is going to fire up, we should display the command as divide by 0. So at the bottom, you can see up the output is going to be taken up, that is system processed and statement processed and divide by 0 error. So in this model, we are going to get up all the way to demonstrate either a user defined exception or either to demonstrate a predefined exception. So we have done with this exceptions also.